Hello everyone, welcome to Whittle Spot. Today here we are with Bharat, one of the fellow founders, and let us hear from him what he is building and why is he building that. Hi Bharat, how are you doing?
Hi Abhishek, I'm good. Just want to briefly, share with your audience as well as
Yeah,
anyone listening about the problem that I'm trying to solve, and now with my co-founders we're trying to solve. It's the messy, tangled problem of getting funding in India.
right.
Right? For every founder, there's a lot of avenues to get funding, and we thought we'll start with the nastiest problem first, which is government funding.
Right.
Right? So we thought, okay, let's try to detangle it at least in one phase. There's a whole journey for a founder to go from point A to point B to get
Hmm.
that funding.
Hmm.
The initial part where you sort of, narrow down the number of funds that are going to help you itself is such a big
I know.
task. It is so complicated that we decided, okay, I only realized this because I was posting content to spread awareness about this.
Right.
I started talking about funds, and I noticed whenever I just share about other startups getting funding, that got a bit of traction. That was okay, but then the videos where I give is spread awareness, like just mention it to people that these are the funds available in India. Did you know?
Right.
If I just mention something like that, it goes people
Wow.
videos were going viral and people were like so interested, founders as well as aspiring founders.
I'm
So then I
also
was like,
one of your, to be client because I'm facing the same problem.
okay, okay, exactly.
Yeah.
So we'll discuss that. We'll go into details
Sure.
about what
Sure.
you must be facing and all that. So yeah, this was the inception of that. When I saw that, okay, this is a problem, and then when people ask me questions, I realized it's not so much that founders can't figure out the answers to their questions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, even that. Now, for example, SISFS fund. Okay,
Right.
if you know the fund, you know you're eligible for it,
Right.
you can go and apply for it yourself. Abhishek
Mm-hmm.
can go do that. Okay,
Mm.
but the problem starts when there are things that you don't know that you don't know.
Mm. Mm.
Right now, there's a lot of funds that you don't even know exist.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's free money. There's no equity there. There's nothing. The government wants to help you. It's like government is holding a platter with money here and you are at this point, right? And
Right.
all you have to do is take your hand and grab that money.
Right.
It's for free. but
Right.
but now if you don't know about that, how are you going to go about it? So that's the initial phase. That's problem, precursor to the problem. Okay,
Right.
then as you go deeper into the problem, you realize even navigating maybe 10 schemes.
Hmm.
Now you might be eligible for 5 to 15 schemes.
Right.
To narrow 140 schemes down to 15 schemes, that's an open challenge for any founder to start figuring out. It
Right.
is it's super hard, and the beauty of it is there are 1400 incubators
Right. I know. From Indian government?
to, yeah, in all over India, which are the only portals to get the schemes.
Oh, okay.
The only way to get these schemes through the incubators, and more than one incubator will have access to some schemes. So one incubator might have access to multiple schemes,
Right.
right? So how do you know? You have to strategize. How do you strategize that?
Right.
That's a further problem statement we're coming towards. Okay, so
True.
this is the gist of it. I think I took a bit of time to explain this
Yeah, yeah, I know.
to guys listening, but I had to kind of show you the depth of it, you know.
I know. See, why the reason why I have texted you is because the same way I've seen your video on my feed, and I was also facing the same problem where I've been to the MSME office in Delhi the last week to go to know what are they giving grants for, because it's all scattered.
Yeah.
I didn't believe what's on the website, even on is it right information or not. I didn't know. So I thought I have to go to the office and get to know. The simple way they have answered me is go through the website,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly.
So And see, there are n number of grants, n number of ways that we can, we see 1,000 crores as grants is what PMOD has declared, right? So where are all these grants? How are they scattered? I want you to brief down them. What are the industries that we can apply? How can,
Hmm.
see, I am building an AI tool. How can I apply for a grant? How does that work? So
Okay.
most of my audience are founders who are into D2C or building AI tools. Let's brief this down so that it may help them.
Okay. So see, in terms of which industry applies for what, that's not a very difficult thing. It's a semi difficult problem statement. Like you can Google and say, I'm in this industry, which grant works for me, right? You'll get some options for sure, but there's opportunity cost. Like now, if you put this much time towards getting one scheme, because see, founders, see, why we got into this is a founder's job should not be to sit and worry about funding.
Once, yeah,
Okay, your job should be at a higher abstraction than that. It should be
exactly,
to improve your product or
exactly.
grow
Marketing your
your
product,
market your product.
focus on
100
product.
things that a founder has to do, right? So that's what a founder should do, not sit and worry about next month's salary. Should I give one
Exactly.
person, this person? I should take a loan from somewhere and give money. Okay,
Yeah.
so okay, fine. Now that that is you know out of the way, when you look at, okay, let's say an AI start. Now if you googled it, you would see SISFS come. That's the
Mm,
first fund that comes in.
yeah.
Now it's pretty easy. You apply to that and you actually will get, because SFS is something that has a lot of movement. And
Mm,
especially if you have AI in your solutioning, you will get a response from them. And as long as it's a problem that's not been attempted by many people already,
right, right.
because they also have a loose track of it.
Yeah.
But the interesting thing there is the incubators don't talk to each other.
Mm,
There are many incubators and
mm,
nobody talks to each other, and the funniest thing is it's just one person who will pick your call.
mm,
It's one random person who will pick your call, and your pitch, it really depends on that moment. How you deliver it on a phone call, 10-minute phone call,
right.
will kind of decide. Okay,
Is it like
which
a
is
grant or like a loan?
both many options are there. Like for example, okay, there's a PME drive. I posted about PME drive
Mm,
recently,
mm,
and
mm.
so many people are interested, because this is not exactly a scheme that will help a startup. It is to open a um, EV charging station.
Oh, okay.
Okay, ideally, like and 80% of the money will be given by the government.
Oh,
That is a little bit like a gold rush kind of moment in history, if you see, because
I know.
now, yeah, because when petrol bunks came, if you opened a petrol bunk, you would have become very, very rich,
Right,
right?
right.
Now, I guess it's a macro decision. You have
Mm,
to kind of think about whether EV will get adoption in India or not.
right.
That risk has always been there. So some people were asking me,
Simple.
they were asking me, how do I know that this will work? Nobody knows. So that way, it's always a risk. So PME drive, for example, is one where you're getting a lot of money from the government, but it's not exactly a grant or a scheme, like in the sense of a founder. One more CM Yuva scheme. This also is it's a loan,
Mm,
but at very good terms. It's not like an ordinary loan,
mm,
close to zero interest,
mm,
and you get a long time to pay it back. Okay,
mm.
now see, okay, all of this kept in mind and things to navigate. Now, just in the few things that we have discussed, it's already gone haywire. You
Yeah,
asked me a simple question, AI,
yeah.
and I took you in 2-3 directions myself,
Ex-
right? My
Exactly,
mind also got distracted. But
exactly.
okay, but I can't tell you off the top of my head. So this should tell you the type of problem this is. I am in the space, I'm posting about it regularly. I also can't tell you AI how many schemes are there. One, two,
Right,
three, four, five.
right,
So that means what? That means it's a real problem,
right.
right?
No,
And
see, that is see, the problem you're solving is like I because I've come across you guys as the first one who is exactly solving this problem, right? Briefing it down exactly and letting people know what is available and what is not. I see. I'll honestly tell you from the last 2 years, you know, I know that for the first 2 3 years as an MSME, government would be giving you grants, right? For the first 2 3 years of your business. I have been got in touch with n number of CAs, n number of bank officials to help me sort out this problem. Nobody has, solution for it. Why in India this has become a bigger problem? Why do what is your view in it? Why is our government of India is not addressing it by keeping up a structure or like a ecosystem for it to make things easier?
Charlie Munger once said, I don't want to get very philosophical here, but he's a great guy for founders also. So maybe that is,
Hmm.
something to spread awareness on. Charlie Munger said, if you want to understand, how systems work, just follow the incentives.
Hmm.
Just see, you understand the incentive, you'll understand the man.
Right.
Okay. So the government is not incentivized to make the end to end logistical structuring smooth. The flow of money is not their concern.
Hmm.
Their concern, and this would, I'm not criticizing this government or appreciating anything. This is any government, anyone. It's very hard to sit at the top. You disperse 1,000 crores or how many ever crores, and then make sure it reaches the right person is such a heavy operational task.
And to for a country like us with 150 crore population.
Yeah, it's
Hmm. Hmm.
insanely hard problem statement. So I'm not, no, forget it. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But I would say that we should be happy that there is some money, because
Exactly.
I'm telling you, there is another thing. I was on another podcast and I recently shared this. Okay, I want to uh,
Yeah.
reiterate this. When people come on Amazon and they give reviews,
Hmm.
you get a lot of bad reviews.
Right.
Always, people love to leave a bad review, but 80% or 90% of people who have good experience with the product won't even give you a review.
Exactly.
So the
Perfect.
people who get funded
Do
are
not say anything.
quiet. They just gone quiet and they've disappeared.
Man, I've
They
seen
already moved
people
on.
like this in my circle.
Yeah, they've disappeared and they're on to making better. I'm not, it's not to hold anything against them. They have things to do, man. They're busy. They
Yeah,
have
yeah.
products to build. They have customers to acquire.
Right.
They have the next round of funding to think about. They don't have time to come and tell, yeah, I got SISFS funding.
Obviously, see,
So
they cannot help us like to get the funds. That is their own problem, and they've solved it.
exactly. And my first prerequisite to get my co-founders was my co-founder should have got one government fund
Hmm.
in his history. I myself, I am not a serial entrepreneur. In fact, I never thought I would be a founder.
Hmm.
I thought I'm passionate about founders and startups. So
Hmm.
I'll post about it because I'm from Bangalore. And I
Right.
thought it's a shame that I'm from this city where it's known for startups in India, and I've not even spoken about it. I don't spread any awareness about it. So I thought, let me do it. In this journey, it's like, Steve Jobs used to say, like, founders that just where the problem itself is attracting you to it. That's when you know you're a founder.
Exactly.
You don't have to, I never aspired to be one. It just happened. So I found these co-founders who have gotten SISFS successfully. If you get funded by angels or VCs, that's one level of difficulty. If you get
Hmm.
funded by a government fund, you're a
That's
little bit special.
yeah.
you're,
Especially from
you're
India.
someone, Indian government, you're someone special because one is your idea had a lot of clarity.
Yeah.
It could be communicated across different levels. Not,
Right.
you don't have to be from a tier 1 city only to understand.
Yeah.
And they actually got the money in their account.
Right.
That's a big deal. Okay,
Yeah.
they got 20 lakhs, so that's no small joke without any equity.
Right.
Okay, so before, I don't know how much time we have, by the way. This,
No,
I
no,
hope I'm not
we
taking too
can
much
take
time.
25. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Because I want to go into a little bit about that solutioning.
Exactly.
See, what we realized is, even if we solve a like 10% of this large problem, we won't have to. I told you in the beginning that I'll circle back to this. I said that founders don't have a problem actually hustling and getting that money. Okay, ideally, if I could solve the problem, like Abhishek wants 50 lakhs, 1 crore, all I have to do is connect Abhishek to that money. I could
Hmm.
do everything. If I could do everything, I would do it.
Hmm.
I would love to help founders. That's my passion. Okay,
Hmm.
but what I realize is that founders don't have a problem to hustle and get the work done. The problem is with what they can't even access. So
Hmm.
in terms of our solutioning, what we thought was, okay, what if we could create a sort of flow chart or some sort of sequencing where you
Mm.
can see all the funds, okay, all the available funds, and added to that all the mixing and matching of incubators. So
Right.
we have literally sat manually. I sat alone and did to a certain level. I've posted about it. I'm posting day by day of it and all that.
Yeah.
All my co-founders have sat with me and we have literally mixed and matched incubators with the fund,
Fun.
and how much it is making and how much like extra details, like an entire sheet of it. And then after we started filling it out, we realized even that's not enough. By the way, after all this I'm explaining, no, it's only like 10% of the problem we solved after all this.
Right.
Okay, so now we created this. Now we need a filtering system. It's not a normal filtering system.
Right.
That, so we realized that filtering system also takes brain power for us to create.
Yeah.
After we fixed out, we understood, okay, if a founder comes, what is the minimum amount of money? So what we decided is we'll give everything for free. Okay, if you want to use a filter, we'll charge you some base amount. We kept it as 199, 200 rupees a month. So even if you can use it in 1 month, understand, and you can get out, you don't have to use our service, don't. It's okay. Because our long term goal over time is two things. One is government funds, we get it sorted in one place.
Right.
Angels, VCs, we keep all of this collated one data, okay, in
Right.
one set. After that, we create one abstraction over that, we create a community.
Mm.
Okay, we create a place, a safe space for founders that can just come, be themselves,
Mm.
uh, communicate with each other, network, and also we provide additional services because we have access to people in our cohort, in our group, who can consult
Mm.
other founders, right? So that we can keep that as a high ticket, because there are founders who have, now they've actually gotten funded, now
Mm.
they want to do something. It's not, money is not a problem anymore, right?
GTM now.
And yeah,
This is
GTM,
this is GTM.
yeah, GTM strategy, or even how 100,000 things,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
And what happens is, this is the only space, founder space is the only space where other founders understand the struggle of no money.
Mm.
Okay, many places when you don't have money, your customer who has money is king,
I know.
right? But in this space, only for other founders can understand a founder's pains,
Yeah.
right? Without any money, sitting every day persistently solving a problem, giving value for others, needs to be appreciated. So we decided that, okay, you know what, the least we can do is, founders solve everyone's problems. Okay, nobody sits and solves founders problems.
Yeah.
So we thought we should do that. Okay, so
Yeah.
now as I explained, solutioning wise, it is up to now, all we have done now is filter. That's it. We have come till filter. For this, I'll tell you a bit with your audience, since this is a founder's space also. I'll tell you a bit about tech stack. Has been very basic. Okay, so front end has been HTML, CSS, Angular. Okay, latest Angular 21, and we have used Tailwind CSS. So some styling libraries there, and so for tables, ordering, sorting, and everything, that's done inbuilt. We didn't code that from scratch.
Mm.
Okay,
Mm.
so that was front end. Back end, what we have done is we have used Go.
Mm.
So Go is, or Golang, they call it Golang. That is very lightweight. It's not like Node.js. We purposely made a strategic decision: no Node.js, Java, or .NET, or anything like that. We'll do Go because it's much faster. We wanted something that is, it's light on the front end. There's no heaviness,
Mm.
experience wise. And what we saw is that for one instance, on a cloud instance, we're using AWS. It's like, same thing would have taken, if you had done a .NET or Node.js, it would have been double or triple processing and
Right.
memory. So we decided, okay, we'll go with Golang.
Mm.
Right now it's like 500 MB per instance, cloud instance,
Mm. Mm.
AWS T3. If you go with others, it would have been 1 GB, 2 GB. And our, now that's a two-way thing. One is the experience is faster.
Mm.
Second is our infra, our cloud costing is much lesser. So now we can scale also,
Right.
right? So, and the number of founders is increasing year by year. One more thing, that's one topic. One more thing I want to tell you before I forget. You mentioned that till now you hadn't seen. Founders know this, okay? Till you said till now you've not seen a solution in this. You know how we know? Because we also, my team, and even I, because of other reasons, have seen these people who sell PDFs.
Hmm.
Okay, they sell PDFs for like 99 rupees. I bought them also. Okay, it is just nowhere close. It's just scraping of data and they put it over there. Anybody can do that.
Exactly.
It's not so simple.
Yeah.
Okay, so you buy one PDF, it doesn't solve anything for you. Why did you even buy it?
Response in the PDF.
Exactly. That is now. There were some people who were doing this some years back also.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
They were selling before even ChatGPT was there. They were selling for 99 rupees, scraping some data using some scraper and putting it out there.
Yeah, yeah.
But we knew that we had to create an actual tech stack, an actual website,
Right,
and eventually grow that. And this will scale. This will be a real help for founders.
right.
And
Okay.
this gap we found. And
So me, I'll tell you,
yeah,
I'm building an AI tool for e-commerce businesses to optimize their Meta and Google ads.
okay.
So this is a SaaS tool which should be rolling out into the market, right? So now, see, I've been running my own marketing agency for the last 5 years. I closely, saw this problem and wanted to solve it. So I've been working on this from the last mid of 2025, right? So from then I have been looking ways for from see before that I was skeptical, does these grants do really work, are they just saying words for people, I mean, how governments work. So I didn't believe that. But see, from the last year things have changed, really changed. Indian government has focused on startups, has focused on the startup ecosystem and the ecosystem around it. But through AI, they have doubled it, the attention towards AI infrastructure. So now, when I tell you honestly, when I went to the MSME office and asked them, "Is there any grant for me as an AI, founder?" They said there are no grants for AI founders. This is a word from a MSME office guy, and I see a lot of stuff outside in the web or like in other videos that there are grants for AI, things. So now, Bharat, I've come to you. This is my problem. This is my solution. Give me a consultation on life.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So that's a very good, an analogy I'll give you there. If you go to a police station today, right?
Mm.
You're a male person. I hope this is not a crude example to give, but I'm going to give it because I
Yeah,
hope people get from this something.
yeah,
If you're a male, okay, and you go to a cyber cell police today
yeah.
and you lodge a complaint,
Mm.
there is zero seriousness about your complaint because you're a male.
Mm.
Okay. If you're a female, the escalation is serious.
Right.
Proof doesn't even matter. Okay. I have someone I know who went through this.
Yeah.
And this is a pattern you will see with the government in a country like India. Okay. So if you went to MSME office and you ask a person in MSME office, I'm making an AI tool. I think the first order of business there is to explain what is AI to that person. Okay. Because it's ironic, he's supposed to be knowing that, because
Exactly.
MSME registration is, if you think about it, that point in a founder's journey, it does many different things. I don't even know if people know this. I think one video was going viral on Instagram recently. Instagram creators can register themselves as MSMEs,
Oh,
sole proprietorship, and delayed payments get punished differently. Brands mess around. That's actually a problem I was thinking of
oh,
solving.
there's a lot of problem. Yeah, that is a lot of
That
problem.
was I was about to start something up, and there's a different pivot. I might be starting something in that space. But yeah, founders don't get paid from brands on time. In India, it's a common problem.
I
So
know.
MSME intervention there, when you get registered as an MSME, you're considered differently from the brand's perspective. And
Yeah.
a threatening email,
Right.
like with some legalese in it, will get a lot of different response from the brand. Okay,
Yeah.
suddenly they'll pay you. I've heard people who, once they send that email and they say I'm MSME, suddenly you get paid. Now if that is the power of being registered as an MSME, what should MSME office do? They should know all this stuff, right?
Exactly.
That should be some sort of powerhouse or something where people are knowledgeable, but it's not the case. Okay. The people who have actually succeeded have not done it through some normal channels like what you said. Going to MSME office and asking that person how to do. It's not what. That's not how it works.
Right.
And you would see, okay, if you see it in terms of fairness level, if you go through an angel or a VC, your entire insides of your business is opened apart. Every bit is analyzed, and you still have to give some equity also for it. Okay.
Right.
But the government fund, this is not me supporting government fund, but government fund is not like that. They won't take any equity from you. Okay. The guy who's signing off is just signing off to show his boss that, see, boss, I have given Abhishek
Yeah.
a fund for his startup. It's AI. Okay. So who are these people in power who make these decisions? The people sitting in incubators. Okay. It's not the MSME office is like, no, that's not the
A
way.
small
So
note.
now,
So I have come across this PGME something, Prime Minister Grama Yoj or something. That is through, I mean, that guy, the one I met, he was telling this is there. This can be up to 10 to 20 lakhs. You can apply it from a national bank. This is what he has suggested to me. Okay. So now I'm sitting here and thinking, so he says, fill up that form, that is a basic form, and leave it. If you have a good relationship with your banker, you can get it. Okay. Right. So
yeah,
take this
exactly.
into consideration and give your, yeah, continue.
So if you now if you look at it now, one is this one you've mentioned, right? This PGM scheme. Then there are schemes where it's only incubators. Then there are some where, so all these different few more, yeah, exceptions to the incubators are what you mentioned.
Yeah,
You have to have a relationship with bank manager.
exactly.
Okay. Now, you know why this problem has not been, another theory I have, why this problem has not been attempted to be solved before this. You know why? It's because to get an SME for each scheme is a Herculean task. It makes no fiscal sense. Like, for example, you just got a PGM scheme. You got successfully. I got SISFS scheme. X got something and Y got something. If someone has to get all of us in one group to give advice to other founders, you just imagine we have to do it out of the goodness of our heart. We
Exactly.
have to, we won't get paid. Why should I sit and consult and consistently consult founders? Not once.
Every day.
So even for us now, if you ask me PGM scheme, I don't know head or tail of it. I would have just gone through the information recently.
Right.
I would have just gone through the website because I'm filling out my sheet
Right.
with this, but I have no clue because there are just that many, man, and the permutation combination is confusing. Maybe just 140 schemes it's possible to remember, but the combinations with the incubators has left me and my co-founders brains fried. Now I think by the time we really become SMEs at this, it's going to take about a year,
I know.
because we have major schemes, we have people who know about it. These obscure ones, Byrack scheme, Ayush scheme, there is, if you're an agri, okay, don't put agri tech, if you're an agri founder, you know how many options you have. It's shocking.
I know.
You
Yeah.
won't even know that you have one more option. Then there's Ayush scheme. Then even SISFS, if you have some
Even
tech, you
these
can apply.
farmers also are not aware of it. But who is going to take this, man? I'm not understanding.
They have no idea about it. Okay.
Exactly.
So someone has to start somewhere. We have taken one baby step. Imagine, for one baby step, I've been able to talk to you for 30 minutes now about this problem.
Yeah.
30 minutes I'm able to talk again and again, some different problems we are able to uh,
What?
address. Now that you asked about PGM scheme, and one more, just your problem statement of how will I, if I'm an AI guy, how
Yeah.
will I go about this?
Yeah.
Now I'm going to go talk to my co-founders about this, and it's going to build our repository of information.
Yeah.
This is the only way. I would rather iterate in real life, IRL,
Exactly.
immediately. That's why I actually, originally, my series in Instagram was 7 days, day 1 of 7, where I'm building this. But in 4 days I realized it's not going to be built in 7 days.
What were you
So
doing
I
before? I mean, what were you doing before this? And
Okay, so publicly, so
where
I've been,
stop?
yeah, so publicly, when I started posting on Instagram, it was purely, I was so interested in the cool stuff like the deep tech,
Mm-hmm.
Bangalore deep tech startups that are there. Okay. And I had no exceptions with F&B brands and any brand. I was like, okay, let's see. But I love tech. I'm a pure tech guy. So I was like, okay, let me talk about that. And then I should do weekly once roundup of the funding,
Mm.
hottest funding rounds. Because I wasn't seeing anybody doing it weekly in
Right,
Instagram.
right.
I searched for it, I couldn't find it.
Apart
So I
from
said, okay,
SF guys, apart from SF guys, nobody is in India doing it.
yeah, and they're doing for their startups. What
Yeah,
about us?
nobody's doing for the Indian. Yeah,
Yeah, we have so many people getting funded. And even if there are a few people doing it, I thought there should be even more, like more awareness about it.
yeah.
So I started doing that. Then, as any Instagram creator's journey, I thought I'm going to be a creator guy. That's
Mm.
about it. And I'll talk about startups. Okay. And
You
I
have
didn't
that
even
nick.
want to, sorry.
You have that nick to become a creator.
Thank you. That's a good, anyway, that's what I wanted to aim for.
Yeah.
And while I work a job and all, I didn't even want to do this seriously. I was just having fun. So I was doing it. Then that one video where I spoke about government funds, that was when that seed got planted, because that was the gift that kept on giving. Like it was at 10K views one week.
Mhm.
It is the one video that to this day I get comments. I posted it months and months ago. In Instagram, that does not happen so much.
Yeah, I
If
know.
you
Sometimes
post,
it is
yeah,
very organically induced. It doesn't.
organically, exactly. People are sharing it.
Yeah,
People are sharing it with someone. Then I went and searched other people talking about government funds. It's either these carousels, like
yeah,
the post of just images where someone is talking about take this fund. Okay. Or it is rarely some people talking about it, is
mm,
what I saw. Then I said, okay, fine, let me talk about one specific fund. Let me try once. When I did that, it went so crazy. Like the first one was just views, okay, fine, people and comments. This one, people messaging me and saying my business is like this, I applied for this, I did that, I'm not getting money. Kind of similar to how you just
yeah,
asked your problem, right? You
yeah,
mentioned your problem. So that's a very good sign of something that is, Steve Jobs had said this, any time you want to figure out you can do something for a market, it's when there's a something is way too complicated than it should be.
yeah,
It should not be this complicated to
yeah.
get funded.
This is very complicated.
This is very, very complicated. And if you ask me now that I know so much about funding, today, if I have to go get funded, even I will be scared.
I know. Yeah, I
I
know.
have to use my own solution just to narrow it down a little bit so that I have, instead of 140 damn schemes to think about, I need to have like 5 or 10.
So let break this down to me. How what is the timeline once we start, working with you guys? Let's say I'm working
Mhm.
with you guys. What is the breakdown of timeline that we have to take to achieve our goal of funding?
That's a good question. See, eventually we will start doing things where, if we expand, it's a direction. It's like a fork in the road for us in terms of which way we go in. See, one way is to go purely in terms of scale. As much we give one simple solution like the filtration system we talked about, and just scale it to as many founders as we can,
Right.
so that we help more people instead of becoming more profitable
Yeah.
ourselves. We can move on to other problems, or we just create community and new community direction. The other direction is something like you're talking about, where we have people in our team that will kind of handhold you.
Yeah.
We are not clear about which direction to go in, because I think option two, incentivizing someone to help other founders, is very, very hard. It has to be like some, maybe a CSR
Yeah.
sort of direction, because otherwise nobody wants to do that.
Right.
Nobody wants to, even if you pay them.
Yeah.
Why would a founder want to help, unless of the goodness of his heart? There's no way to incentivize it, is what we are thinking. But yeah, in terms of timeline, see, we have no lack of confidence in a founder to go get his own funding. That's not the problem. I know Abhishek is going to get his funding. Okay. The thing is, now if I make you a promise, then my ask is going to be what? because we don't want to be the folks who take a percentage of your funding, the
Mm.
fund that you receive. Then we become very accountable, and then we start helping you on another level, right? So if we did that thing, it would be in the somewhere in the 3 to 5 month timeline. That's
Right.
what I'm seeing so far. 3 to 5 months of focused effort in this direction gets you results.
Right.
Yeah.
So for an AI founder, what is that maximum limit of grant the Indian government is providing, and what is the eligibilities they should have?
Eligibility varies drastically from scheme to scheme, but for the most part, I mean, the basic tick check marks. You need to be an Indian citizen. All that
Yeah, yeah.
obviously is there, and you need to. Some of them have age
Mm.
brackets for a reason. They want the the belief of the government is that younger people have lesser access to
Yeah.
funds. Okay, so they want a younger cohort, and in terms of eligibility for AI solutioning, officially there is no technical eligibility other than sector wise, like which
Mm.
sector. For example, if you're in energy sector, or you're in IT, or you're in these ways, or agri,
Yeah.
that is one thing that the government cares about a lot. You have to be in a sector. If you were in, for example, you're doing AI
In marketing.
in marketing, if you did AI for hair salons,
Mm.
you would meet resistance.
Oh.
It will be more difficult to convince, because you
Yeah.
see, because hair salons is not maybe a government's,
Yeah.
they're not seriously considering that as a problem to be solved, but the fact is it actually is.
Mm.
That, because that drives the economy also.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
Hair salon market, if you see in India, the women that use hair salon is crazy. It's crazy. Okay,
There are too
so
many
but
things. Underdogs, I would call naturals and green trends. Nobody
yeah,
know their revenues and their valuation in India.
exactly, those two are huge, right?
Those are
But
big.
government is going in the deep tech direction.
I know. Yeah.
They would love for you to say that you have cool technology, because that puts India in a different space in the global stage.
I know. I've
They
been.
want to
That's
be,
what I said. I was in the AA summit, and
yeah,
there, because see, that is the first time I didn't know AI in India is that deep rooted.
exactly. And in AI summit, for example, if you've gone, there are so many deep tech crazy startups that haven't even gone there.
I know.
Without them going,
There
there
are.
were
Yeah.
so many 90% amazing startups there.
Exactly.
I'll tell you, I interviewed a deep tech stack, vertical stack AI startup in Bangalore.
Mm-hmm.
I've still not posted that. I'm going to be posting it soon.
Mm.
That is a, that I guess the universities, Galgotia's university,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
became, right. So that dog,
Yeah.
the robo dog, that is
Yeah.
basically a China dog.
Yeah.
This startup has made their own robo dog from
Oh.
scratch. One
Oh.
of the few ones in India that have done everything from scratch. They also have their own personal wearables device. It's pure AI, and they've not even gone there. I can only imagine how many startups didn't even go there.
Even I was shocked. Perplexity was not there.
By the way, is Perplexity going to be? Yeah, I think it is considered as an Indian this thing, right?
But it's
I,
been backed by the SF, agencies,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
the
yeah.
company is also registered there. It's not from India, but it's
Correct, but it wasn't there.
by the Indian guy.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like Perplexity right now has some
Yeah,
personal struggles in the company
exactly.
right
Because
now.
of Claude, this Claude and Claudebot coming up with agentic,
Hmm.
actions, Comet might have a drawback.
Yeah, Perplexity kind of made few missteps in my opinion.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't think companies that are not coming there to, it's for two reasons they wouldn't come to an AI summit. Okay, one is if whatever their cycle of showing something publicly is already over, like
Mm,
they've done a PR campaign already before, and now on their downturn, ye summit aa gaya, then they won't come and really
right.
showcase their thing.
Exactly.
That is one, and another is if the company itself is having a bad time
Right.
uh, publicly, like these
Yeah.
types of AI
Yeah.
companies. But yeah, so overall I would say, you know, um yes, I think we've really taken a lot of time.
I think we
Really,
need to
really.
do a part two, man. We need to do a part two.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I
And
have
by the
like
time,
exploded that, there is a lot to talk about this because
when we do a part two, also, we should space this out. By the time we would have already done a lot. We are
ex-
doing day by day progress,
exactly,
going to a lot of places. By the time we do a part two, there'll be a lot more to talk about also.
exactly, exactly. This
I
like
feel like,
maybe a
hmm,
4 weeks later, that would
we could do
four to
that
six weeks,
for sure.
and meanwhile
It
I'll
will
be
be.
working with you guys closely.
We can do that for sure, man. We can
Yeah,
do that. Yeah,
and
yeah.
let's see. So to conclude, so this is kind of a dashboard you guys are building for
Phase
founders.
one, yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly. Phase one is a simple dashboard, okay, where
yeah,
Abhishek can go have his own list of funds that he can curate. You'll have one homepage where you have a list. There you can add your funds. Okay, Birac fund or this or that.
right.
Sorry about that. So all these different funds, and you can have that in a list where it's curated for you, and you can look at that. Okay, acha chalo. And if you can do that manually yourself, the product is free. Do it. Okay, but if you need the help of the filtering that we have done, it's going to get tiring to sit and do it
Yeah,
every day. To go through 1400 incubators is no small task. So for that reason we created that, you know filter, okay,
right.
which we had to really really break our heads about.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's as simple as that. And see, of course there are going to be people that we work with through this process, like yourself. We're going to talk to you, we're going to that's going to happen
yeah.
eventually. Is that a sustainable solutioning model?
Mm.
That's yet to be discovered. Let's
Yeah,
figure it out. For now, like you said, it's a dashboard, as simple as you can keep your funds in one place,
right.
keep track it. You can also track it. Eventually we are going to keep a system where we can track the exact timeline of
Yeah,
you sent one email or you applied on their website and it's here. For
yeah.
now, we started off. This is
That would
phase one.
also help a lot of founders for sure because you are at least keeping everything at one place and showing the process.
Think about it. When you go and apply for these different places and you put it in an Excel sheet, what kind of an overhead is that? In your basic job, when you sit and do basic Excel, nowadays it's such an overhead to sit and apply, change this, change that, change this, change that.
Yeah,
And so we foresee that this is going to be something that is going to help founders for now. Phase one, right away, it's going to help. Right now, since I've been posting it, we have had this is one more thing I want to announce. We have had 5 paying users already. So it's a real problem. Okay. For us, I mean, of course, it's peanuts of money.
I'm
It's
also
not
a big
much.
user.
Okay, okay. So yeah. So then, out of 20 to 30 people who visited our site, we've literally posted it 4 days back. Each 20 to 30, and it's not normal people, it's founders or aspiring founders, right?
Yeah,
These people, all in out of that, 5 people have already paid for it. They understood. Only a founder will know this
exactly.
is a real problem. Okay. So yeah, that's about it. Conclusively, phase one, this is the final thing.
Right, man. I hope you guys can, solve it in a very, better and a huge way. To see, volumes is again a bigger question here. I try something which you can solve to number of audience and help founders and Indian entrepreneurship to grow. That is where you guys are. I think if you guys can do that, Indian government can recognize you guys as well.
Wow, that would be an amazing result of that. I
They
would
can
We would
recognize
want.
you guys, man. That is how I can see you guys. That is how you have to, vision yourself.
That's a beautiful vision. That's also something I should echo with my co-founder. That's beautiful.
Sure.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that, and thank you for a
Seeing
great
yourself growing
conversation.
your portfolio and helping a number of startup is like dream to anybody.
Absolutely. If we could say that we helped even one startup, you know, get that fund and then get its results, end of it, it started from here.
Yeah.
There's nothing like it.
We can do that, man. Anything is possible.
Of course. Thank you so much for the positive words, Abhishek,
Yeah,
and the great conversation.
for sure, man. We'll catch up soon, and I'll get in touch with you, and we'll discuss about my
Let's do
pain
that.
points.
Done. Let's do that,
Yeah,
Abhishek.
I'll see you, man. Thank you. Thanks for your time. Bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye.